Hello. Today we will be discussing how to program and operate the 1708 gas flow furnace. The furnace can range between 20 Celsius to 1700 Celsius and can be programmed to run for a maximum of 999 hours. Let's take a look at the apparatus. This is the temperature and gas controller that is used to program operations. Here we have the controls for the inert gases that are used for cooling the furnace. In the setup we have now, argon is attached to inert gas 1, and nitrogen is attached to inert gas 2. Below that, we have the temperature controller, which is used for programming the temperature gradients within the furnaces. These functions will be explored later on in the video. Slightly below that, we have the master switch for turning the machine on and off, and the reset switch for resetting operations. Here we have the actual furnace. You can open it by rotating these knobs counterclockwise, making sure that you have equipment on whenever you handle any operations with the furnace. So as the furnace is closed, I don't necessarily know what's inside or if anyone has been running this, so I'm going to stick to the side as I open this door. Now on the inside, we have our heating elements and this O-ring that's right in here. So this is where you would be inputting in your sample for whatever operations you needed to do. Here we have this block that allows for heat exchange and is mainly used for lowering the temperature within the furnace. As the hot glass flows from the furnace, it becomes cooled in the block. As we do not want for any elements in the system to oxidize, we make sure that we place the end of the tube to this oil bubbler to prevent the backflow of oxygen into the system. Over here, we have the water flow system that is also used for cooling the furnace. It is imperative that this cold water here is in the on position as shown, or the system will not be able to run properly as the water runs through the O-rings that was in the furnace. Before we can look at operations, let's first get familiar with the safety guidelines. Furnace use, safety requirements. Users must familiarize themselves with the following safety requirements prior to use of the furnace. 1. Training is required before using any of the furnaces. Request training for the furnaces by a DMSC laboratory staff member, either through the iLab reservation system or by visiting the DMSC main office at Maryland Hall 206. 2. Wear the necessary personal protective equipment, PPE, during use of the furnace. This includes wearing all of the following: leather gloves, lab coat, safety glasses, long pants, and leather closed-toe shoes with solid uppers. Always stand to the side of a furnace when opening the door. This will prevent accidental spills from having a direct path to you. 4. When possible, let samples cool in the furnace. 5. Anytime that you are pulling hot items from the furnace, you must have a lab partner working with you during loading and unloading of materials. 6. Operate the furnace at temperatures below the melting point of your materials, unless you are using a crucible to contain the material. Crucibles are available in the lower cabinets labeled furnace supplies. Notice: a laboratory staff or faculty member is required to be present if you are working with melted materials. 7. In the case of an accident, ensure your safety by removing yourself from any hazards. If possible, turn off the furnace or leave the door to the furnace ajar. This shuts the furnace off. Follow safety procedures and contact JHU Security at X6-7777 from a campus phone or 410-516-7777. Now that that's out of the way, let's get to it.